Remembering the impacts of war, you probably think of Anzac Day and Remembrance Day, but there's a day happening next week that you may not be so familiar with. It's War Widows Day, and it's the only day set aside in Australia to recognise our war widows. This year, the day sees the launch of a new War Widows Honour Roll and will be marked in Tamworth tomorrow. Renee Wilson is the CEO of Families of Veterans Guild and joins us this morning. Hi Renee, thanks for your time.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Why is it so important to recognise the experience and the contribution of war widows?
I think war widows are really, they sit under the radar in all of our stories of war sacrifice and service. And, you know, we hear a lot in commemorations about commemorations, whatever we're remembering, it's about the veterans, it's about their families, but that's all we get. And what this day is really about, it's about sharing those stories. What was it like for those people whose loved ones didn't come home? What was it like? How did they get on? They're incredible stories of resilience. And a day like this, and through the Honour Roll, we get to spotlight those.
Yes, some of us might think of war widows as having husbands and partners who fought in world wars, but of course there have been more recent conflicts as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They span, we still have a lot of World War II. I think we even have one World War I war widow that we know. Don't quote me on that because I might have that wrong, but certainly a large number of World War II widows, and all the way through to modern day conflicts. And importantly, to us, a war widow is anyone who has lost their loved one in or as a result of their service. So, you know, that could be, you know, someone who is serving and has passed away during their service, not necessarily because of an overseas conflict. So it's a really important point that you raise, and one that for us it's about recognising all of them.
Of course, mentioned that you were launching a War Widow Honour Roll this year. Tell me about this Honour Roll and why you've decided to do that.
Yeah, something a little bit different. For us, we were recognising because we know a lot of them, we're recognising the really rapid rate at which our World War II widows in particular are passing away. And we were really concerned about the loss of these stories and the loss of this history. And we wanted to make sure that people had an opportunity to share those stories, number one, but number two, that everyone else got to benefit from the stories in the same way that we get to benefit every day at the Guild from hearing them. So we're also very aware that there's a lot of war widows in the community we don't even know, and their families know them, and they have incredible stories to tell. So this Honour Roll is about giving an opportunity for those stories to be told and for them to be shared across the community so that we can all learn from the collective resilience of this inspiring group of women.
So it is a digital roll. How will people be able to access it?
Yeah, simply head to our website, familiesofveterans.org.au, and you'll be able to click straight through to War Widows Day and the Honour Roll. And all you need to do is submit your story and your information, give us a day or two, we turn it around and it goes onto the live Honour Roll on our website.
Wow, okay, all right. So there'll be many more stories to be shared over the coming weeks, I suspect.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, Tamworth is holding its commemoration for war widows tomorrow. How important is it for widows to access the support of people with shared experiences?
It's so important. It's the foundation that this organisation, and I think the foundation the veteran community is built off. It's foundation of peer support and social connection. And it's so hard when you're no longer in a space where that's provided to you, for example, in the Defence Forces. So we have to find ways when people are in the veteran community to have a reason to come together. And the War Widows Day will be marked, as you said, on Saturday with a local lunch in the Tamworth area. We're actually really grateful to the Tamworth Council for being able to support us with some funding to be able to hold that. And it's open to any war widow in the area as well to attend and to come and to meet some of their peers and to connect with each other. And it'll be hosted by one of our local board directors, who, though isn't from Tamworth, isn't far away.
Yeah, okay. Many attending in Tamworth? What do you understand about the turnout for an event like this?
Yeah, look, it's hard. It's hard in the regional areas. What we find is while we have a lot of war widows in the regional areas that we know, it's it's hard in the sense that a lot of them are ageing rapidly and it's difficult for them to connect and physically get out. So we find going to places and hosting a lunch like this helps to give people a reason to come out, number one. But we also layer that up day to day with other programs and services. So, for example, we have something called the Friendship Line, where we have war widows call other war widows who just can't leave the house anymore because they just don't have the mobility to be able to do so. So that's a key way that we connect day to day into regional areas, and we find a lot of our war widows in the regional areas really benefit from that service, which is fantastic. But it's our privilege to be able to come to host something for the war widows to come to. They don't have to do anything. They literally just get to come and enjoy.
Our program producer, Nat Little, spoke to 95-year-old Florence Easy, who is a Tamworth war widow. He asked her what was planned for the day.
Well, I think it'll be a lovely day. I'm looking forward to it.
How did you get involved in the War Widows group?
My late husband was a soldier and a prisoner of war in Changi for 3.5 years, and I just got involved somehow.
How long have you been involved?
For a long time, because it's 32 years since my late husband passed away.
How has being part of the organisation helped you?
Oh, they're very kind, very, very kind people, you know, to ring me up and talk to me and help me if I need them.
Oh, so there you go, Renee. That's a 95-year-old Florence Easy from Tamworth, a Tamworth war widow. Yeah, speaking there to Nat Little. So some testament there from Florence about the role Connection plays for her.
Yeah, and what an incredible story she's got, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And how remiss of us not to find a way to try to share some of that story. You know, the widow of a prisoner of war. We never get to hear those stories.
Yeah. Renee, great to talk to you about this morning. Again, remind people where they can go to access the digital honour roll.
Yeah, absolutely. Just our website, familiesofveterans.org.au, or simply just Google Families of Veterans, and I'm sure we'll pop up on your Google feed.
All right, Renee, great to have you on board this morning to talk about War Widows Day. Of course, it's happening next week, but Tamworth celebration or commemoration of the War Widows happening in Tamworth tomorrow. Great to have you on board this morning, Renee. Thanks for your time.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. That's Renee Wilson there, CEO of Families of Veterans Guild, joining us here on ABC New England Northwest.